Hi there, this is Martin from WooWoo Waterless Toilets, and today I'm going to show you how to change the internal fan on a Separett Tiny if you need to. In order to do it, you will need one tool. This is called a Torex T25 screwdriver. I like these with two ends, so it's T25 in both ends because you can get a bit of leverage on them, but a regular sort of screwdriver handle one will also do the trick. The whole process should take about 10 minutes, so some parts are a bit boring and repetitive. I'll speed up, but I'll show you what's involved. So this is a Separett Tiny with a urine container. Process is the same for both models. This one's got the upgraded 2022 concealing screen upgrade, so it opens nice and firmly and closes again. So the first thing you'll need to do is to take out the contents of the inside. So we'll remove the urine container here. I'll open the concealing screen and I'll take out the solids container. Okay, we'll also need to take out the concealing screen. The way that I do it is sort of put my hands in and just push up at the back. You can use a bit of leverage if you need to, but that's that out. You see how these clips go on the relevant sections there and there. Okay, so the fan itself is in here. So what we'll need to do is take off some of these top bits. So first thing is there's a screw down in here. This is the air vent intake. So let's get that out. Okay, that's off. And then this piece should come out. There's a little piece of rubber in there, that's okay. Next piece to come off is this section here with the pipe. There's two of the screws at the back there, so we can take that off as well. All of these screws, by the way, are the same length, so it doesn't matter. You don't need to keep them in any particular order. In fact, virtually every screw on the Tiny, I think every screw is actually a T25, so. Okay, that's those two off. So now this piece should come out. Okay, so that's that out. And we can, so the choice we've got now is we can either take the top off with just these screws, which will expose the fan, and the fan can sort of be pulled out. But if you want to sort of disassemble the whole thing, you can take these two out the back. So I'm going to do that just so that I can show you everything. The electrical connector here, if you just pinch the top, this should come off the socket on the back. And in fact, now we could actually lift the whole thing out. And you'll see that there's a few seals in that, but we have this pipe, which I can just pop back into there. And this is the whole fan mechanism. So let's get these screws out and let's have a look at the fan itself. Notice that the cable goes through a tiny little gap in the side, so when you're reassembling it, just make sure that you pop the cable back there. Okay, that's the last one done. So now we can lift the top off to reveal the fan itself. That's the rubber piece in the bottom. The fan itself, if you notice, if you look at these sort of rubber grommets, basically if I pull the fan backwards, these will actually pop out. You can help them by sort of pushing slightly, but this will mean that the fan is not directly mounted onto the plastic, which will stop sort of vibrations and noise. And this is the last one. Okay, so then the fan comes out. You can see the base. So to replace the fan, it's a case of popping it back inside. Make sure that the wire from the fan is near this little cutout. And if you push down, you may have to sort of pull these through slightly from the other side to help them through. There you go, that's just them come through, this holds them into place. and again here. Okay, and then assembly is the exact opposite. So pop the top on, it can only go one way around. You'll notice that there's a flat piece on the back there that will go there. Again, make sure that the cable is sitting in the groove and isn't sort of trapped. And then we'll pop these screws into place. Right, that's done. So it was a bit awkward to do, sort of holding it there ready for you in front of the camera. So important thing to check is just check that this wire is sort of not trapped, because I guess in theory you could break the wire. We'll pop it back. I'll just make sure that I just pop this rubber seal in the base, and just make sure that this sits on top of the pipe, which it does. Take two of the screws and we can fit those back in there. Okay, that's that in place. Take the next assembly and we'll pop that into there. And two more screws to go into place there. And then finally this top piece, the screw is still in there. We could actually pop it out. Okay, so that screw is out. So this pops in, so the screw is going into there, so it's from there to there, so just make sure that's positioned correctly. Okay, that's it. Pop that in there. And screw that down. Okay, make sure it is sort of firmly down at the back as well, which it is. Okay, the last thing we need to do now is to reconnect the fan. So I'll just push that into there until it clicks. Just make sure that that's got a good connection, which it has. And now we can refit the bits and pieces. So I'll start with the concealer screen. So it's just a case of hooking that over there and just making sure that that is on. Okay, I'll pull that up. Pop the salt container into place. Pop the urine container into place. And we're all done.